What up, playa? Yeah, it's time to make a light sensor. Yeah, hell yeah. Ha ha! Okay, alright, let's just make this thing, yeah? Let's make our light sensors, alright. Okay, now that I have that Chris D'Elia reference out of my system, let's move on, shall we? Okay, so before I get into building my version of the light sensor, I'm going to give you a quick crash course on bud switches in case you don't know what they do. I'm not going to get too into it, but I'm going to give you enough information to know what's going on with that sensor. Why am I talking so fast? Anyways, so what a bud switch does is it will detect an update right next to this piston, okay? So anywhere here, 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 it knows that something happened and therefore it works. Okay? This also includes the block attached to the piston. So if that changes, it'll recognize that and it'll do its thing. So this is the similar behavior found in the original light sensor made by Etho of Etho's lab. And thing about that one is that he needed a T flip-flop in order to sustain power. So what people did was they came up with their own versions of a bud switch, but instead of giving a pulse, it actually toggles on and off. I guess it's called a T bud switch, toggle bud switch. Now I made up my own for the purposes of my sensors, and I have two versions. One is a very simple setup. Okay, so this is my version of a T bud switch, like this, like that, and then like this, and like that. This is it. Okay, and as you can see, if I update a block, okay, it instead of giving a pulse, it actually stays out. Ta-da, ta-da, ta-da. Okay, and so what's happening with the sensor is this. Okay, we have need to deactivate that. Okay, anyways, we have no, we still need that. Okay, where was I? Oh my gosh, I am so not prepared. Here we go. There we go. Okay, so this is part of it. Okay, this is the core of the sensor, and we have water on top of that grass block right here. Okay, during the night, the way it's set up, it's enough for the water to kill off the grass. Okay, and the bud switch detects that. So I'm going to simulate the dying of grass with this hoe, and whoop, why is it not working? Why is it not working? That works. Why is it not working? That's interesting. Okay. Well, you're gonna have to take my word for it. Okay, you know what? We don't need the water. Let's screw the water. Okay. So, here we go. Take two. Okay, so yes, just pretend there's water there. Okay, grass dies and then it goes out because it detects the change. And during the day, it's underneath this grass block, and that's enough for light to go through and help the grass block grow. I mean, the grass grow on the block, and therefore switches back to this position. Okay, and then it goes back underneath the water. And then that's all it is, back and forth. During the night it dies, comes out. During the day it grows, goes back in. And that's the basic principle of all light sensors, really. Well, most light sensors. I think I've seen a few that are pretty crazy and very creative. But anyway, here we go. On to my light sensor. Let me just clean up and I'll be right back. Okay, before we continue, I almost forgot my second version of the T-bud switch. So the second version is... okay, the first version is 3 wide. Okay, that's okay for a single light sensor, but it wasn't good to place multiple light sensors next to each other like the one you see right here and here. Okay, it was just too wide. So what I did was I made it 1 wide. It's essentially 1 wide. Okay, for the purposes of the light sensor, it doesn't have to be, but I just made it 1 wide. Okay, and let me just show you how I did that. Okay, like this, and that, And this, we need continuous power, so we do that. We need torch right here, torch right here, and boom, boom, and there you go. One wide, okay? And this was actually good enough to put a bunch of sensors side by side. So my first version of the T-Bud is just for a really quick setup for a single use, and my one wide is so that you could put a bunch of them together. Okay, so now let's move on to the sensors. So to install a single one, we're going to make a hole that is 5 width, 6 length, and 4 in depth. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So you jump in, and 1 block away from this wall here, you're going to place a piston. Oh, if this is a dirt block, replace it with anything else, anything other than dirt, because you don't want the grass to grow and throw off your sensor. Okay, so make sure that that piston is sitting on top of a block that does not change. Alright, so I'm going to use grass blocks just for the sake of saving time, but use dirt. They'll grow into grass eventually, don't worry about it. So grass, whoops, hole right in front of there, torch in here, grass. Also make sure this is grass too, okay? Because there's going to be a ring, and actually let's just make that now, okay? Starting from here, that's going to go 1, 2, 3, 1, and then 1, 2, 3. So it's like this, okay? All this needs to be grass. It must be grass, okay? This is one of the rings that's going to help the dirt block grow grass, because the grass is going to spread. It's going to look around for a dirt block. Let's say that's your dirt block. It's going to spread up. And you know what? Might as well add the other rings. There's going to be another ring above this one. Okay, same shape, same number of blocks, and another ring above this one. Okay, all these must be grass blocks, okay? And actually the top one you could close off. So these blocks will look down into the dirt block in here, and it'll say, oh, that's dirt. I'm going to give it grass. This ring will do the same, and this ring will do the same, okay? So these are your rings that you want to make. Now, back to this. Right next to, this block right here, you can place dust, okay? And you could use, from here, you could just use whatever block, but I'm just going to use cobble so that you guys could see what must be grass, okay? So anyways, cobble right there, block, torch, block on top of the torch, torch on top of the block, and block right there, going toward the piston, dust, okay, and that should do it. Yep, that's your T-Bud. So now let's finish off the sensor. Okay, so right here, place grass, and right in there also place grass. Now this is really, really important, okay? I used stone at first, and I decided, I'm just gonna check the light levels in here and see what they're like. And I got different readings for each sensor when I put them side by side. Stone for some reason made it wacky. So did dirt. Okay, and I decided, what? Cobble is the most common. I'm gonna try that first. And cobble ended up giving me stable light levels inside this spot right here. Okay, and I'm saying okay a lot. Am I saying okay a lot? I'm saying okay, huh? Okay, okay. Okay, okay, girl. Where was yes? Stop sidetracking. Okay, so there's water in here, and it gave me crazy light levels. I found out that cobble, because it's the first thing I tried, actually gave me stable light levels. So use cobble. I haven't tried any other blocks, but just use cobble. It's common anyway, right? So place a block cobble there. Water in there, and it's going to reset to the correct position. Make sure if this is in, that's supposed to be grass. If it's out, it's supposed to be dirt. Also, if somehow you end up screwing up your whatchamahoots it, let's say you do that and it's out, when it's not supposed to be, right? 1 block away from the piston, place the redstone dust. For some reason it doesn't detect when you place it, but it does detect when you remove it. And then you'll fix it. Okay, that's how you fix it if it for some reason breaks. Anyway, it shouldn't. Once you're done and you leave it alone, it should not break at all. But if you're building, okay, you know what I'm saying. So, cobble there and cobble on top of the water. Okay, this is really important. This is going to give you a stable light level inside that area right there. And that's it. This is your single light sensor. It should work. It takes a while for it to work. Your output could be here. This, you could use this as your output. Lead it to wherever you like, into a block, or what do you call it? I don't know. How did I do it? How did I do it? Bah! I had it right the first time. So yeah, lead it into this and invert the signal so that way it's off during the day and on during the night. Let's see if I could get it to work right away. In the meantime, let's bury this this sensor. Okay, bump, 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 bump. Now, a couple of things to note. Make sure that you leave. There it goes. Make sure that you leave. Actually, this is bad. This is too close. It's gonna make that dirt there. Fail. So, okay, good example. Good example. Make sure you don't have any light sources around the sensor, because as you could see, the grass will go back and it'll mess up the system. So your lights that turn on, make sure they're further away, and also make sure you don't have torches around here. Just keep it dark, alright? So alright, so now on for the multi-sensor one. One more thing before I move on to the multiple sensor. I was just messing around and I found out, well, I don't know for sure. Haven't fully tested it. Maybe you can mess around with it, but I put a little wall around the sensor and it looks like it's doing fine. It's not picking up the light. So I think this will work if you absolutely must have your lights close to the sensor. Let's see if it switches off in the day. That shouldn't really be an issue because the light is coming straight in. So it should grow. Yeah, okay. Looks pretty good. So maybe this is a good way to have your lights close to the sensor. So again, I haven't fully tested it. I just thought about this right now, and so I could be wrong. Anyway, on to the multi light sensor.